Hello and welcome back to Marketing 404. I'm Scott Rees and I'm joined by Joe Edwards.
Hey.
Now,
Sorry. Look. Hi. Go on.
Doing that so well. Oh man. All right. Now today we're going to discuss a trend in marketing called conversational marketing. What it is, where it's come from, how to do it, and could there be anyone more qualified than my friend Joe Edwards to introduce you to conversational marketing, because he recently graduated from the Drift Conversational Marketing Academy. Did you not, Joe?
I did. And thank you, Scott. And I agree, there is no one more qualified except anyone who works for Drift, has Drift, or has maybe taken the course in the last 2 weeks or so, I guess. Yeah.
That Christmas training is already worn off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I've just mentioned Drift, a company synonymous with conversational marketing. Is talking about them a good place to start?
Do you know what I think it is, Scott? I think it is. So Drift are the, founders, creators of the term.
Category creators.
Category creators, yeah, that's what David Gerhardt says, yeah. They're the category creators of the movement conversational marketing, similar to how HubSpot own the term inbound marketing, and I think it's kind of a new way of life. It's going to be how marketers do their stuff in 5 to 10 years. I think it will be the de facto standard.
Okay. And they started only a few years ago, right?
Yeah, so founded in 2015, already have an estimated annual revenue of around $43 million.
Wow.
We thought it'd be a bit more, but...
Well, I'm impressed.
Yeah. Well, it is impressive. They've only been around 5 years. Or 3. Yeah.
3 years and 2 months, minimum.
But about Drift, I just think they're a really cool company. They're really cool. Go check out their website. Go check out Hypergrowth, which is the annual conference they run, which now gets over 10,000 attendees. And them as a company, what they kind of stand for, they basically call bullshit beep on various outdated B2B marketing practices. And look and feel wise, I think if they were headlining Glastonbury from a branding perspective, I don't think they'd look out of place. They're
pretty rock and roll.
They are rock and roll.
Yeah. All right. So they've got an awesome brand.
Mm-hmm.
What's behind that? What do they sell? What's the substance to them?
So chatbots. I can hear the proverbial eye rolls of all the cynics out there, but they're more than just another MarTech provider. They're a way of life. They've done what all good B2B marketers should do and made the product synonymous with success. I guess Joe Public couldn't just install their chatbots and expect to triple their annual recurring revenue, right? For it to work, to get more bang for your buck, you really need to buy into their overarching philosophy.
They help you with that, right? They've got a blueprint.
They've created this really cool piece of content called the Blueprint, which they've turned into an Excel document, which kind of enables their customers to pick up and run with their product from the get-go. It kind of lays out loads of different conversation paths you can do and implement within your organizations for chatbots to work.
And we've talked a little bit about the kind of philosophy behind the chatbots. To kind of tease into it, it's a little bit about, help your customers and you help your business, but there's quite a bit more to it, right? Do you want to take us through that?
Yeah, so the philosophy we've been alluding to is essentially read our content, buy into our philosophy, and then come back when you're ready. And to do that, they've gotten rid of all forms. Yeah. There is no gated content. Instead, just a kind of chatbot kind of chilling in the bottom right-hand corner of the page. Not super intrusive. You can take it or leave it. Don't want to talk to the chatbot? No problem. Not ready for a sale? No problem. using their conversational marketing blueprint, they would then suggest, all right, this guy's not interested right now. Point him to another piece of content that he might like and get him into buying that philosophy.
Yeah, it's all about building that trust, isn't it? Which ultimately is more important than an internal MQL target. So, it's all about that revenue at the end of the day, and that comes from that trust building process. But we talked a lot about chatbots and the philosophy, but actually, you don't need chatbots, do you, to make it work?
Yeah. This is something we've talked about quite a few times, and Drift won't thank me for saying it, but this conversational marketing philosophy, essentially you don't need the chatbots. Get rid of your forms, except for core bottom of funnel conversion points like free demo requests, free trials. Contact us, yeah. Like people who points where people are putting their hand up. And instead focus on creating content that helps the customer in your business area of interest whilst positioning your product as a key enabler of that. And you think it will boost your annual recurring revenue and help you acquire new logos at an unprecedented rate.
We do indeed. And that kind of touches on a big subject in marketing, which is about how to scale up a startup to a scale up. How do you cross that chasm?
Yeah.
And become a bigger company. And we both believe this is a big part to play in it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of smaller SaaS providers probably are guilty of this. They try to scale what worked for the innovators and early adopters of this world, but that doesn't help them cross that chasm. But they think they need to continue to invest heavily in events. Their messaging remains predominantly product focused, and sales more than likely rules the roost, which means marketing has to favour short-term initiatives over kind of creating these content ecosystems. And for them, this won't work because they won't have the content backlog to kind of
exactly, to build up that trust, to get people involved with what's my company about. I'm not telling people, educating them before they're ready to buy. Why would they buy from me?
And that early majority in that crossing the chasm dilemma you mentioned, Scott, they need to see value. They need to understand how your product will help them achieve their goals and help them overcome their challenges. And this philosophy will help them do that.
Yeah, that is indeed what we believe. So thank you, Joe, for a very informative introduction to conversational marketing. We'll wrap it up there, and we'll see you in the next episode coming soon.